And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Spring Challenge kickoff. Today officially marks the beginning of the Spring Challenge. So it'll be going from April 12th until June 30th. And I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the Spring Challenge and how you can get involved. So a little bit of context before we get started on that. Throughout the years, the challenge has been built to increase the impact and awareness of collaborative stewardship activities since 2008. Formerly known as the Garlic Mustard Challenge, many of you maybe have participated back then. And then more recently, it was known as the Spring Invasive Species Challenge. And the work has always been happening. You know, we're not taking credit for the work that's being done, but the Spring Challenge asks us to unite and whatever your role, do more together. So it's about doing the most that you can as an individual, as a part of your organization, but then as a part of the collective whole that is the Stewardship Network. So a little bit about the value to participants. Some groups find that this challenge helps with their data management, and some use the big group number to command attention. So you can say, our group contributed X amount of work hours to the grand total of this amazing collection of stewardship work that's happening all across the country. Some groups enjoy being celebrated on TSN social channels, and some just like being a part of the challenge for the camaraderie. And some individuals find inspiration in the spirit of it all. And some say how they got to know TSN and or participant groups where they live. So if you end up submitting to the Spring Challenge as an individual, and we recognize that there's a partner organization or a member community of ours in your area, we'll put you in touch and we'll say, you know, you should really be aware of these amazing groups that are in your area, and maybe you can find ways to participate as well. We rebooted the challenge in 2022. So that's when it became the Spring Challenge. And it's the most inclusive version of the program that we've ever conducted. We expanded the types of work that you can do. We did our best to account for geography. We tried to make it a wide timeline for the people who still have snow on the ground in our northern regions and all of that. So that's been really great. And we did a grand total of 36,745 hours from a record-breaking 7,133 total participants. That is an incredible number and something that all of us can be proud to be a part of as we participate in the Spring Challenge. That also accounts for over $1.1 million of work hour value poured into our ecosystems, with an awesome mix of old and new categories represented. So we're seeing people do invasive species polls, as we did in the past with the Garlic Mustard Challenge and the Spring Invasive Species Challenge, but we're also seeing a lot of new categories: prescribed burns, educational events, monitoring, all of the above. So we've increased the focus a little bit this year in 2023. So there is a report pillar, there is a donate pillar, and that's it. There's only two pillars. We wanted to focus the challenge this year and make it as easy as possible for people to understand how to participate. So we are focusing on these main two pillars. The report pillar, and you see up there the URL to visit in order to report. Hours remain the primary metric. And so we're asking you to tell us how many people participated and how many work hours you did. So if it was me going out there with a friend, the two of us working for an hour, 2 people times 1 hour is 2 total work hours. We encourage you to report early and often with our easy online form. And you can see again that URL above. And we will shout out your rolling do more achievements and honor those that do the most at the end. A couple new aspects of the report. We've slightly updated our categories this year based on data, and we also have an other category. So if you don't see your type of activity on the reporting form, that's okay. As long as it counts as stewardship, then we are happy to have you submit under that other category. We've also replaced winners with honors to respect that some people are not as interested in the competition element, but also to encourage people that want to get a little competitive and want to play the game of the Spring Challenge to still get that recognition. We also have TSN Spring Challenge boosts that reward you for regular entries. So a little bit more about the boost once again. As I said, we'll draw a random report and award that prize, a prize of their choice from the growing collection. If that report was made with an affiliation, then that group gets a prize too. And the goal is to thank you for reporting as you go and for representing your local stewardship groups. So rather than accumulating all of your data and then submitting it all at the end, we would love it if you would submit on a weekly basis. don't necessarily need to do it every day. If you do 3 work days, don't worry about trying to do it every single day. If you want to, go ahead. But at least on a weekly basis, we would really appreciate that. And so the prizes are a token of our appreciation and nothing too fancy, but there are some pretty great prizes in there. So I encourage you to go check those out. We find them fun, useful, or both. And the boosts are made possible in part by in-kind donations and also through a grant from the Consumers Energy Foundation. So thank you to Consumers Energy for supporting the Spring Challenge. The other important aspect of the challenge is the donate pillar. So in the past, you may remember that we've done spring fundraising drives, and we've instead decided to combine the two initiatives so that folks that are maybe less doing on the ground stewardship can still have a way to participate and to support the great work that all of these organizations are doing. So we have some generous donors that have agreed to match all TSN donations during the Spring Challenge 1-to-1. So your $10 becomes $20, your $20 becomes $40, et cetera, et cetera. It's an amazing opportunity. This operational funding will be hugely influential in TSN's trajectory as an organization and will empower us to maintain our momentum. We do these monthly webcasts because originally we got a grant to create them, and now we just do them because we love doing them and we love bringing you all together and we love bringing you this information. And your support is what allows us to continue doing the monthly webcast, among other programs. We appreciate you so much for your support. And once again, stewardshipnetwork.org/donate if you would like to contribute.